It's coming up to 10:20. Bonfire Night is approaching. Many of us will, of course, be enjoying firework displays up and down the country.
But thousands of people go to A&E with firework-related injuries each year. Fireworks can pose a real risk to life when they aren't used properly.
Now, our next guest knows only too well about this after his elderly mum tragically died when two teenage boys threw a firework through her letterbox as a prank.
Alan Smith joins us now to share his story. Good morning, Alan.
Morning, Alan.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Can we go back to the night of the event and what happened exactly?
Yeah, so I was in bed waiting to go get up for work the next day, and I got a knock on the door from my wife, Lisa. She said, "Oh, your mum's house is on fire." And I literally dashed round, phoned my brothers and sisters and my daughters, and we all met round my mum's house, literally 200 yards from where we live.
Because you all basically live in the same street. Your mum's Josephine, she was 88 years old.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, we all live within a few hundred yards. My older sister, Linda, she lives slightly further away, but she dashed down and we was all at the scene that evening, yeah.
By the time you got there, Alan, how bad was the fire?
It was smoke, mainly. It was just smouldering. The fire had been burning for a good hour and a half, or smouldering for a good hour and a half before we arrived. And we wasn't really aware of any fire at the time, apart from the fire brigade trying to break the door down. I just remember that I had my key in my hand for the door and thinking, if I'd have got there 10 minutes earlier, maybe I could have opened the door rather than the fire brigade trying to smash the door in.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what had caused the fire? Let's go back to that. Because your mum didn't know the youths that put the fireworks through the letterbox. It was completely random.
Yeah, no, not at all. She had nobody had any malice against her at all.
No.
It was just two silly boys. I think they picked on a house that was blacked out, and two silly boys just put a firework through a door. I think, to be fair, they thought they were just going to be causing mischief.
Yeah.
You know.
But mischief suddenly became tragedy.
Yeah.
She didn't have a smoke alarm, did she, as well? Which is one of the things that I'm sure you've all gone over in your heads.
Absolutely. The irony was that the last conversation I had with her, we were sitting there watching Tipping Point, ironically, and I was sorting out a house insurance just literally the day before, and my daughter Lucy said, "Gran, have you got any smoke alarms?" And I said, "No, I'll order you some on Amazon," and I was going to order them the next day. Yeah.
It's the circumstances around this, like you say, two lads that just wanted to cause mischief, and then it ends with the tragedy of you losing your mum through, smoke inhalation. There was some footage that was shown in the court case, which led to the two young men being charged with manslaughter. And it's quite disturbing, this footage, because what is apparent is that they had set about to try and cause some trouble with these fireworks. We're going to show you this footage from the shop of them buying the fireworks. It is not easy to watch, and certainly it can't be for you, Alan, but I think it's important to get some context of what is happening at this time of year with the young lads and young people who think they're just going to have a bit of fun, but how it can suddenly turn to tragedy. This is what happened.
No, I want something that's going to go far and quick. Well, this is going to go back. I'm trying to get fireworks. I want to let some off at people. Light it and then just throw it, basically. Well, you can throw it, hold it, throw it, do your light with it. Well, ones are the good ones to let off at people. Then it's not going to do damage, but like... Well, no one's going to do damage. I'm not going to tell you can let off at people. But these are they're going to fly off and they're going to go bang.
How do you feel watching that?
It makes me really angry.
Yeah.
It makes me really angry. The two lads that did what they did were just silly boys, but the guy in the footage there, Mark Vardy, he's got a suspended sentence for selling the fireworks. He was a grown adult, and he's 40-odd years of experience apparently selling fireworks. And yet, for £8.99, that seemed to be more that's important to him than somebody's life, you know.
Or even, sorry, Kat. Or even saying, lads.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
these are dangerous items. They're not for shooting at people or causing mischief. If I'm hearing you're going to do something like that... Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, a guy with as much experience in selling fireworks as he had, he should have done it. He was a big guy. He was my size. He could have easily have got those boys out of that shop, but he chose not to. And
think about the consequences of something.
Yeah, and as a family, I think it's that aspect of all of this that makes us more angry, you know.
Yes. And the people supplying them need to take responsibility for it too. What would you like to see happen, Alan? How would you like to see the changes made?
I would like to see fireworks not be available on the high street anymore. I don't want to see a ban from fireworks. People enjoy fireworks, and I think they should be entitled to still. But you shouldn't be able to buy them so easily on the high street or in a supermarket. Maybe out-of-town shopping centres or certain outlets, specific outlets.
Specific suppliers.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You shouldn't be able to go and buy a bag of chips, pint of milk, and a banger to go and kill somebody with.
No.
And one of the things that you've suggested as well, which is quite interesting, it would be interesting to get our viewers' thoughts on this, is a minimum spend.
Yeah, I mean, when I sorted this petition out initially, it was a bit impulsive. I was just trying to things that would stop something similar happening to somebody else at a minimum spend, so you couldn't buy individual fireworks anymore. So the idea being you could only buy display boxes, maybe, or something like that.
So minimum spend of about £50.
£50,
because
maybe.
then you know it's probably going to be a responsible adult, because £50 is a significant amount of money.
In theory, and theoretically, you're not going to be able to buy. You're not going to go out and buy £50 worth of bangers that are going to go and do damage. You're going to be buying display fireworks that you can enjoy in the family, in the garden with your family.
Yeah.
That's the theory.
And then the age as well, you want to make it 21.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know, I have been talking about that, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I changed it recently to maybe a compulsory challenge 25, so there was no doubt of anybody under 18 buying fireworks.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's sensible.
So if you appear to be under 25, you have to show some
You have to show to identify
you can
that
get
you
them if
are
you're
over
over
18.
18.
That would protect retailers and customers alike.
You've set up a petition.
I have.
To try and get as many signatures. What's the plan with the petition, Alan?
Get as many signatures as possible and then take it to Parliament is the plan.
And if you get to, how many do you need to get ideally?
Ideally over 100,000, I think, you know, but the more the merrier. So hopefully we can get some signatures from today. And
How many have you got so far?
57,000, I think, at the moment. But we got most of those in the first few weeks. So,
Right.
You know, hopefully we'll gain some more momentum.
And where can people find the petition?
It's online.
Is it change.org?
Change.org,
Yeah.
Justice for Josephine. That's what I've set it up as. So there is a QR code and other things available.
Yeah.
But I'm on Facebook as well, Alan Smith on Facebook. So
It's not to stop people enjoying them. It's just for
No, absolutely
fireworks
not.
to be used responsibly, and also for everybody to understand just how dangerous. I mean, even things
Absolutely.
like sparklers are 20 times hotter than boiling water.
Absolutely.
So everybody's just got to be very careful with them.
yeah.
How are you all coping now without your mum, Alan?
It's coming up to the anniversary and it's very difficult. We're all struggling, both my sisters, my wife, the kids, you know, my dad. We are all struggling. We're coping, but this time of year is very difficult for all of us.
Bet it is.
Yeah, it is.
Very triggering as well with everybody going out, because like you say, you don't want families to stop enjoying this time of
No,
year,
not
but
at all.
the consequences if things go wrong
Yeah.
can be tragic.
I see people messing around with fireworks, it makes me quite angry, and try and keep a lid on that.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to anybody who's planning, or anybody who's got fireworks, you know, as the parties are coming up?
I think the majority of people are safe and sensible. Just continue to be safe and sensible. Don't do anything silly, you know. Respect other people. Respect is a word that's missing from society these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just respect other people, you know. Don't, you know, you can't have animals being terrorised and people being terrorised by these things, you know. Just respect other people. It's not difficult, is it? Not a lot to ask.
No.
Alan, thank you for coming in
you.
and
That's
telling us a little
brilliant.
bit about your mum. I'm
Thank
sorry for your loss, but hopefully, like you say, if enough people sign the petition and you can gather a little bit of information and momentum, it could
Yeah.
change some of those,
Yeah.
the reasons that happened in the first place.
Okay.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.